throwing that in there.
I'll throw the first question. The film was shot entirely in Palawan, and
Yes, sir.
since 1521,
Okay.
is based or is lifted from the story in Cebu, history in Cebu. Why it chose Palawan to be your location for the film and not Cebu?
Okay.
And how many people or cast members were you able to gather all together in that
Okay.
shoot?
Well, unang-una, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat sa inyong pagpunta sa aming pagpunta. And by the way, I really insisted to meet with you guys kahit na wala tayong big stars because I'm looking for a long-term relationship with you guys. I have 4 other movies coming up. They're actually much bigger movies. We'll talk about that later. Pero unang-una magpapasalamat ako sa inyo lahat. So thank you. Yung bakit sa Palawan natin ginawa kasi uso ng paggamit ng green screen ngayon. But my desire, sabi ko sabi ko sa director, as much as possible, wag tayong gumamit ng computer graphics. As much as possible, wag green screen. So pag naghahanap ka ng lugar na 1521, saan ka pupunta? Last frontier of the Philippines. Kaya yung makikita nyo dyan na beach sa as I mentioned earlier, walang kuryente doon, walang cell site. And I'm glad that we made that decision kasi nung nanalo tayo ng Best Cinematography in Sweden is because of that site. Kasi napakaganda. So, that's one. Kasi as much as possible, gusto ko natural.
Saan po exactly?
It's called Tagkawayan Beach in Puerto Princesa. Right? 45 minutes from the city. Second reason is I'm also based in Palawan as I am based in the US. So majority of our resources are there. In fact, the village that we converted into Mactan Village or Cebu Village is my family's own land. So kaya sabi ko, and we are converting it once this movie comes out and with all your support, the success of it, you can actually go there. It becomes a tourist area. Kasi andun pa yung mga minintain natin yung mga structures. Yes, so kasi yun ang kulang natin sa Pilipinas eh. If you notice, sa ibang bansa pag pupunta ka, na-preserve nila yung mga sites. So yun, that's why I'm So pangatlo is it's obviously mas cost effective doing it in Palawan than in somewhere else. And I wanna, as a Palawenyo, although originally from Iloilo, I wanna provide a good livelihood sa mga tao. So yun those are really the main reasons for that.
Pero kung hindi po kayo natuloy ng Palawan, did you have another location in mind?
Most likely it will be Iloilo kasi doon din ako galing. I was born and raised there. So marami ding lugar doon na halos ganyan din. Na marami mga Kasi nakita ko Cebu very progressive na Mactan area. So I met with, ipa-apologize nga ako ng isang araw kay Congressman Chan, Mayor Chan. Sabi ko, pasensya na po at hindi natin na-film dito. Kasi yun nga, sa dami ng modern structures, ang dami mong i-computerize talaga.
Hindi na sa Virgin.
Hindi na siya last frontier. But, ang lakas ng support nila. I never thought that the congresswoman and the mayor will spend more than an hour with me. Meet and greet lang yun. Courtesy visit, more than an hour.
Wala kayong premiere doon?
We will have a premiere there May 30 in Cebu. And premiere in Manila is May 29. And dahil pumunta kayo, invited kayo. Alright? Kung mabait kayo. Hindi kayo lang. So, but yeah, right after the interview with them, blast kagad nila sa social media nila. I was so surprised. Napaka-warm ng reception ng congresswoman sa kanang mayor. And they're very proud they're very happy na lalabas sa buong mundo si Lapu-Lapu.
Yung process po ng pagpili ng cast, paano na po? Like, was it already done, sir, na nasa mind nyo to portray?
No, we sent a script to Andy Garcia. Tinry natin siya. Danny Trejo. I think there's another one. May casting director tayo sa US. But Danny is the one who really resonated with the material. Nagustuhan talaga niya. Kaya nga doon sa interview sabi niya, nung the moment na nabasa, kagad, nag-contact agad yung kanya manager. Sabi niya, Danny really loves yung role. Kasi no one has ever made a movie on Magellan actually. Except yung miniseries sa Amazon Prime, ang tawag is Boundless. And by the way, medyo magdadigress ako ng konti, no? Pero mamaya yun, I'll talk about the mission ng pelikula. But in terms of Filipino, si Larissa at si Vic, they audition. Okay? Si Miss Bea, it's always been my dream to work with her. Kasi nakita ko yung track record na magaling naman talaga siya. I mean like, stellar ang performance niya nung nandun sa and I don't know if she would have a chance. We'll just throw out my big elephant in the room. No? I-deal na lang natin yung big elephant. No? Diba? I don't know if she would have a chance to see this. We did send her a screen. And I don't know if she would have a chance to hear what I'm about to say. But, you know, I really admire her. She's a great actress. She's a stellar performer. In fact, sabi ko, there were some times during the production, I will tell her exactly na napakagaling mo. When she is there, hindi lang niya alam yung part niya. She even knows and memorized the part of the other person. Ganun siya ka-professional. So madinig niya that I apologize because of my own limited knowledge and experience, first-time producer. I made some calls that somehow hindi nakatulong sa kanya. And I take responsibility for that. And I hope she accepts my apology. Dahil it wasn't my intention. It's always been my dream to work with her. Siya ang first choice ko talaga. Kaya when you ask about how did you, siya kaagad ang In fact, this was never offered to anyone else. Sa kanya lang.
So, the apology now, is this you reaching out to her?
I did reach out to their camp several times. Yeah. Just so you know. And yung sadness in my heart is this. You saw the success in America. Right? Big people, important people, first Filipino-American billionaire loves it. Nalungkot ako nung may nag-interview sa akin na ang nangyari ay naging controversy. Na yung purpose ng interview na yun is promotion. Doon ako nalungkot. Kasi naging masaya, naging proud ang mga Pilipino sa Amerika. Pero nung dumating dito, ang unang na-experience ng mga kababayan natin is yung controversy. Doon ako nalungkot. Kasi I didn't expect na magiging ganun ang result. Kasi happy, proud, everyone. Pagdating sa Pilipinas, doon pa naging una ang negative kaysa sa positive. Yun, doon ako nalungkot. And by the way, on a personal note, Miss Shirley is actually a family friend. Hindi ko po siya kaaway. Yes, ang manager ni Miss Bea. Her family, we would spend time in America. We would eat together, go places together. In fact, she has stayed in my house several nights, both sa California at sa Florida. So, I just want the world to know, the whole Filipino nation to know na hindi ko po siya kaaway. And that we've been known each other for maybe 3-4 years. At okay naging connection namin. And last time I checked, she and my wife still talk. Okay. So, they probably don't talk about me or the production. But, yun lang. Gusto ko lang na and I also want to apologize to Miss Shirley. Kasi it was never really my intention na maging ganito yung naging relationship.
Sir, have you already sent them invitations for the 20th?
We are preparing the tickets para pagpadala, andun na. And may letter ka na, may ticket ka na.
Nice.
So,
Good.
yun. Oo. And we send them a screener, by the way, for them to see na, ano na, that it is something, hopefully they will be proud of. You know, so, but we did send them a screener.
Pero wala ba pong response, sir?
Ang si Mr. Viva kasi ang kumukontak sa kanila. So, that might be a question to Mr. Viva. Oo. So far. Yeah.
Carry on po, yung casting po.
Yung casting, so yun no, in terms of Bea Yuon, yung Americans naman, ganun din, we just sent them the the screenplay. Yung ano natin, yung Lapu-Lapu, and the director is, as Jude knows, he's used to be a Power Ranger. So, binasa niya rin yung script. Yung love interest ni Bea is also a Power Ranger. Okay, Puerto Rican American naman siya. So, he also read the screenplay. Nagustuhan niya. Power Ranger, yung mga sa mga bata.
Michael Fu.
Okay.
Oo.
So, cast po sila ng Power Rangers.
Yeah, no, they carry the Power Ranger.
Oh.
Green Power Ranger si Hector, si Michael Cupon is Blue Power Ranger.
Okay.
If you have kids, you will know.
Yes, yes.
Or your kids will know. Right. Tapos, si Costas Mandalor is he's famous for yung mga Saw series, yung Saw na movies. He's a very good a very good actor din. Magaling siya. Siya yung main villain, hindi si Lapu-Lapu, hindi si Magellan. Kasi we don't want people to think that this is Spain against Philippines or indigenous people versus Roman Catholicism. Kasi hindi yan yung message. That was not the message. The message is we are a people who loves freedom, and we are people who are courageous and brave, and we want the world to know that yung mission po talaga ng 15-1 is this. Kung meron kayong access ng Prime Video dito, merong doon, series called Boundless. Yun po ang story ni Magellan saka ni Elcano from the perspective of a European producer and filmmaker. Sa isang episode doon, they feature the Battle of Mactan. And doon, ang hero ay hindi si Lapu-Lapu. Ang hero doon ay si Magellan. In fact, Lapu-Lapu, from that perspective, is a savage, fear-mongering, rapist, pirate, masamang tao siya. Ganun ang pagka-portray ng mga Westerners kay Lapu-Lapu. So, ang mission natin has always been, let's set the record straight. Lapu-Lapu is our hero. Hindi siya pirata at hindi siya nangre-rape ng mga babae. He's a man of honor. Can you imagine? PNP symbol, Lapu-Lapu. Tapos, sa perspective ng outside the Philippines, ganyan kasaklap ang hero. First hero natin. Kaya, sabi ko, if no one will stand up, no one will talk about that, then always the world will think, oh, yung hero ng Pilipino na yan ay isang pirata yan, nang-extort ng pera. Kasi doon sa Boundless, nakalagay, si Lapu-Lapu daw, si Magellan daw ay pinigilan niya yung battle between Humabon and Lapu-Lapu. Namatay siya in the process, so siya yung sacrifice lamb. Siya yung hero. So, parang sampal actually sa atin yun. If you understand what ganyan yung namin. In fact, I received some backlash from some foreigners accusing me of being a historical revisionist, that I revise history. And so, yun po ang mission natin, that the world will know who we really are. That hindi tayo savages, hindi tayo yung mga parang unggoy na kumakapit sa tree. At hindi na-discover ni Magellan ng Pilipinas. Bisita lang siya dito. Hindi siya na-discover kasi meron na tayong system. May writing system, justice system. We were a
Primitive.
well-organized. We're not a primitive, civilization when they came. Kaso lang, unang turista, pinatay natin. Yan yung turista natin eh. No? But that's the mission of 1521. So, ganun po.
Sir, so, historically accurate did you make this film? Did you have to consult with historians as far as the story is concerned? Can you tell us also who made the script per se?
Okay. So, yung una, before I answer that question, I just want to be very clear that 1521 is not a historical documentary. Okay? I just want to be clear with that. It's a historical drama, action, romance. The battle is historical, the love story is fictional. So, just want to be clear. Now, ang main ano natin sa history, you always go to the primary source. Unfortunately, ang primary source ay yung sinulat ni Pigafetta. So we really went there. Now in terms of ano yung itsura ng balangay, some of the costumes, yes we did. Our production designer actually went to the National Commission. They actually met there. I don't know how much, but they did reach out and go there. And then yung si Udong is fictional. But more likely than not, during that time, talagang may right-hand man yan sila Pulapo. Pero yung pangalan, ginawa-gawa lang natin. Tapos yung si Diwata, Diwata is fictional too, yung role ni Bea. But, yung piniplay niya na babaylan, ay totoo yan. Hindi yan fictional. May babaylan talaga nung time na yun. Tsaka yung babaylan nung time na yun ay hindi witch. Sila ay mga seer, advisors. Actually, 1521 is a movie about women empowerment. Kasi pinakita natin na yung mga Pilipina pala nung time na yun ay hindi tulad ng concept natin in a modern like second class sila sa mga lalaki. Although it's changing now. But there was a time in our history na wala silang, hindi lang sa Philippines, kahit sa Amerika naman. Diba? So, this is a movie of of our heroes, but at the same time, through ano ang nangyari before the So, sinishow natin sa pelikula yung what could have been before the Spaniards. Ano yung life, ano yung culture. And ang isa is, based on our research, na egalitarian pala ang society ng Philippines. Which means, equal footing ang babae at saka ng lalaki. Pero nung pumunta ang Spaniards, napalitan yun. So ang mga babaylan, after the Spaniards came, naging witches. Sila. Tapos yung mga babae ngayon naging second na lang sa lalaki because of the machismo culture. Pero yung pinakita natin na Kaya tuwang-tuwa yung mga ladies na nakapanood kasi. And on that note, may backlash tayo na sabi, oh, that's Pocahontas Filipino version. I hope you address that. It's nothing further than, it could not be further than the truth. This is not Pocahontas. This is more Romeo and Juliet. Right? Kasi si Diwata, si Papaylan, lumaban siya. Si Pocahontas hindi lumaban eh. Okay? So I just want that to be clear. Is Romeo and Juliet in the context of the Battle of Macbeth in the 16th century. Yeah.
Sir, choosing Danny Trejo must have been, I don't know, that part was really surprising because we all know Danny Trejo is like known for
Traidor.
yeah,
Villain
and
roles.
that particular movie like cemented him in Hollywood per se. This particular role is all the more different from what he's been doing because in some way it's historic, it's an epic.
Yes, for him, yeah.
So, how hard was it for you to put Danny Trejo in that position? Like, you're gonna tell this particular story. Could you tell us like a short backgrounder on how he accepted this role?
Tulad na na-mention ko kanina, no, he actually read the script. He resonated kasi, Magellan is a big figure in history. And no one has ever played. It was for him a great honor to actually play it. Alam niya na hindi siya yung bida. In fact, almost a secondary villain. But he really loved it. He resonated with not just the script but the character. Yung only concern lang niya is yung safety niya. So I actually flew with him from LA to Palawan all the way to make sure that he feels comfortable. Kasi alam mo, tapos nagulat kami pagdating sa airport. Kilala siya ng mga Pilipino. Yung mga older, machete! Yung mga mga immigration, machete! Yung mga bata, alam mo kung anong tawag nila? Spy Kids! Kasi sa Spy Kids, sa uncle yan sa Spy Kids eh. So, I gave him pointers ng who Magellan was from the perspective of a Filipino. Kasi sa kanya, from the perspective of a Spanish eh. Diba? So sabi ko, this is how he is perceived in the Philippines. So, siya ang nag-synthesize. Okay, I gave him, our point of view. Ano yung nakita niya. And I think he did his own research. He read up on Magellan. So, yun ang yeah. And he's a very, one of his genius, I think, is this. During the filming, naging kaibigan siya ng lahat. And I think that's his strategy of really internalizing yung kanyang role. Kasi parang mas naintindihan yung Filipino culture.
Sir, of course, parang it's contradicting to what he perceived. When you told him about our perspective instead, how did he take it?
Kasi si Danny is hindi siya Castilian. He's actually from Mexico. So nakaka-identify siya. Actually, doon sa interview, hindi ko alam kung napansin mo, that sabi niya, this mistake has been done to the Central Americans too. Right? So nakaka-identify siya actually na while hindi siya na-offend, parang almost apologetic pa nga siya na gano'n ang ginawa ng mga Europeans sa mga natives. So, actually, parang nasa other side. Nasa side siya natin. Parang baliktad. Kung kaya, in-endure na lahat. Putak, putik, lamok, ulan. Minsan natutulog lang siya sa...
Ipapag.
Papag. Sa ilalim ng punong kahoy, nandun lang siya, nakaganon lang siya. Oo. Tapos nung BTS, yung balangay, tinutulak ng mga Pilipino, sumali siya. Pero pinagalitan ng direktor. Sabi, you're a SAG member. Sabi niya, pag nakita to ng SAG, yung problema to. Sabi niya.
Pagkabunan sa palaka.
Tapos yung mga bata, is a joy to be with. Walang problema talaga. Kaibigan niya sila lahat.
Sir, was it difficult for him also to shoot the sword fights? Because
Yes, medyo advanced na yung, siyempre kasi
Medyo,
age.
yeah.
Oo. Pero alam mo, kahit even that, hindi siya ilang beses siya natumba dahil tinatawag ng role eh.
yeah.
Natutumba yung face niya doon sa sand. Wala pa rin, sige na. Kaya sabi niya sa interview, ang bigat ng armor. But sabi niya, I love it. Kasi he really likes their role.
May kasama po siya na pumunta rito.
Ako, kasama niya. Ako talaga ang kasama. However, nung nasa Palawan na siya, we provided him a personal assistant. Na everyday, yun ang nag-cater sa needs.
Sir, nakwento niyo na po si Dan. Paano naman po, what was it like working with Bea? Ano po yung mga observations niyo sa kanya on set?
she is really an excellent actress. Tsaka actually, she's very friendly to a lot of people too. Even on the set, nagpapakain pa nga siya. You know, and then, maliban doon sa professionalism niya, very approachable siya. Pag kinausap mo, even the other cast, you know, na sila, kahit na hindi ko pa kasing sikat ni Bea, pero
Humble na.
pag kinausap nyo, di ba? Like, wala siyang, she really is there, you know, with people. Yun lang.
Baka po they can also share mga memorable experiences on set.
Sige, first.
Ladies
first.
Memorable daw
Memorable? Shit, di ko maalala.
Scary na lang.
And, actually, this is my first feature film, so I was really excited.
Whoa,
Congratulations.
talaga.
Yeah, and it was also a dream of mine to finally be able to visit Palawan. It's one of my dream destinations, and it was as beautiful as I hoped it would be. As in, grabe, yung wild beauty niya. I mean, it was amazing. Sayang nga lang hindi ako nakapaglibot-libot because, yeah, we were shooting, pero I do plan to go back someday. And yeah, so this project actually is sort of like a dream come true for me. First movie role, and then I got to shoot in Palawan. I got to work with Danny Trejo. That was amazing. And yeah, he's completely sobrang humble, down to earth, like salt of the earth talaga. Sobra. He has an almost childlike aura about him. And yeah, actually excited na ako na mapopost ko na yung pictures na lalabas na yung movie. What else? And yeah, Miss Bea, you're right, sobrang professional, and ang ganda ng performance niya dito, the tenderness and also the strength that she
Yes,
gave sa role
exactly.
ni Diwata. Like, it's something to behold. Yes, something to look forward to. And also working with yung castmates ko, actually introvert talaga ako, and medyo dinadread ko every time I get to meet like new people on set. But I swear, like, I know na parang yung mga nakatrabaho ko doon, they're family now. They're my family. Sobrang nag-bond kami doon. These are my brothers na. Like si Vic and yung iba pang kasama namin. I'm so thankful na nakilala ko sila. And thank you rin to Francis na naging part ako ng project na to, because ang dami ko na experience, ang daming firsts for me working on this project. so yeah.
Larissa, during the audition, she stood out.
Ay, sabi nga nila.
Kaya,
Sabi nila. Well, first of all, tuwang-tuwa sila sa akin na I was prepared daw.
Yeah.
Na parang minemorize ko yung yung part ng script na parang, okay, hindi ba normal yun? So yeah, parang they were like, oh my God, memorize yung script. Yeah, that thing. And also, ewan ko. Well, parang I'm tooting my own horn.
Tsaka na-hire siya hindi dahil kapatid siya ni Ellie.
Hindi nila alam.
Hindi namin alam, later na lang kasi namin.
Actually, hindi ko sinasabi.
Kasi.
Oo nga eh. And then, anong tawag doon? Sabi pa nila na ano daw, na parang I had like the presence and the voice and accent of the queen down. So parang, okay, yeah.
Siya na.
Pero acting lang yun. So, sobrang awkward ko talaga.
Before Sir Vic answers, tanong ko lang yung, kasi sabi ni Sir Francis na parang this is also about women empowerment. Paano yung role mo since she's the queen?
Okay.
Queen ba or queen?
Queen.
Si
Queen of Cebu.
Hara Humaman. I also tried to do my research for the role, and medyo nagulat ako na there's not a lot written about her talaga.
Sad.
Not a lot. Ang alam lang natin is actually, from what I remember, what she wore on the day of yung baptism. That's all I could get. So I had that also gave me like freedom, and parang may leeway dun sa pag-portray ko kay Humamay. And I don't know, I don't have a lot of experience yet sa acting, but I'm kind of medyo naiilang ako if I feel like it's expected of me to play someone weak-willed. So, parang I naturally gravitated into parang playing her, syempre, as a strong woman.
Mm.
She's the queen.
Yeah.
So medyo ginawa ko siyang medyo slightly imperious. Pero also there's like a softness to her then because she loves her husband. Si Humabon. And also I hope na lumabas din sa performance ko na binigyan ko ng konting ambiguity yung character niya. Parang what is she? Parang is she conniving or does she just love her husband and yung people niya. So sana I hope that makes my performance parang a bit more layered. So sana ganun. Parang I tried to do a lot. So yan. Yun na. Thank you.
Sir Vic, yung memorable experiences mo.
Yung memorable talaga.
Palaka.
Ano yung
Isipin mo,
maganda?
mahirap
Kasi hindi ka abot palaka.
Palaka.
Yung mga naglalaro ng palakad na nagsishoot. Anyway, sa magandang hapon po muna ulit sa inyo lahat. Malamang, ngayon lang tayong first time magkaharap. Ako po si Vic Romano. Nakikita nyo na rin dito siguro, pasul-pasul dito sa Viva, mga projects nila. Pero, eto, ibinigay din sa akin yung isa sa mga pangarap ko na maging bahagi nitong isang napakalaking project para sa akin. Hollywood Historical Love Project. At bago kong magpasalamat, kasi unahin ko na magpasalamat siyempre sa akin boss. Sa amin boss, Mr. Francis Lara ko, na buti, nahilot at naging kami magkasundo ng bandang huli. Pagdating po dun sa usapin na ano yung pinaka-memorable experience ko rito sa 1521. Actually, medyo mahaba pero sisimulan ko po ito simula Baguio papuntang Marriott Hotel. Naka-ano po siya. Audition. Sa audition po. Paano ako nakapasa sa audition. During that time ako po ay nasa laking project sa Baguio. Isang series with Mr. Agamulak. Then, dire-diretso siya. Siyempre, hindi pa masyadong maluwag noon ng pandemic. So, hindi ako makakalabas. May dumating sa akin ng audition through cellphone sa mga casting calls. Sabi ko, gusto ko to. Nabasa ko mabuti. Meron akong gusto rito, itong udong, saka yung humabon. Actually, humabon. Yun lang naman talaga kasi yung itsura ko talaga, pang ganun lang talaga eh. So sabi ko, ang hirap bitawan to, kaya paano ko gagawin to? Sa hindi may iwasan pagkatang pinilit ko po talaga. Yung unang schedule, yung day 1 ng schedule, hindi talaga ako nakalabas ng Baguio. Hindi ako nakababa. So nag-message ako dun sa nag-post, sabi ko, wala ba talagang pwedeng paraan? Wala ba bang ano? Sabi, wait lang po, baka magkaroon ng day 2. So tuloy ang trabaho sa Baguio. Then ito na nga, ibinigay sa akin meron daw. Ang problema ko na lang, paano ko makakaalis ng Baguio. So, tabi-tabi po, pero okay lang naman kasi sinabi ko, nireveal ko na rin sa kanila ng bandang huli. Nagpunta ako, nag-audition ako. Sa madaling salita, tumakas po ako. Umalis ako ng alas 3:30 ng madaling araw para maabot sa 2 p.m. audition dito sa Marriott Hotel. Ang problema, meron akong eksena ng alas 10 ng gabi sa Baguio ulit. So, madaling salita, yung script, habang nakasakay ako sa bus sa madaling araw, ang tagal mag-reply, hindi pa pinapasa sa akin yung audition script. Sabi ko, kailangan malaman to kasi alam ko English to. Alam ko yung English to. So, sa madaling salita, habang tumatakbo yung bus, doon ko siya minmemorize. Medyo lutang pa kasi wala pang tulog. Pagdating dito, nag-almusal lang somewhere dito sa may parking ko. Takbo naman ako na papuntang Marriott sa Pasay area. Pagdating doon, nagulat ako doon sa dami na nag-audition. Pero day 2 na po siya. Marami na daw po nag-audition ng day 1 hindi ko nakita. So sabi ko, sige, sabi ko sa sarili, kailangan kong gawin to, gusto ko to. Minsan na magkaroon ng mga peg na ganan sa mga Hollywood project. Kalimitan, siyempre, hindi na tayo ubra, hindi na tayo mapapansin. Pag-akyat ko sa taas, audition ako, ang humarap po sa akin, wala po si Sir Francis that time. Nasa day 1 po siya. So saglit na saglit lang, ibinigay sa akin in interview, Hindi ko na may kwento pa yung mga natanggap kung ano nung ano na habang nag-audition. Ang kailangan ko lang po, pagkatapos ng audition, makaalis uli ako, makabalik uli ako ng Baguio. Dahil may eksena ako ng 10 years sa Baguio. And so sabi ko, ganun lang naman buhay. Pagkatapos na, kalimutan mo na.
Yeah.
Mas ka na lang uli. Hindi pa ako nakakarating ng Baguio, awa ng Diyos. Nag-message na po sa akin yung lead producer. Anong ginawa mo dito kaysa director? Bakit? Parang di mapakali nung nag-audition ka. Sabi ko, maganda po bang balita? Maganda. Nasa ka ba? Nasa biyahe po. Sige, pababayaan mo na sa biyahe. Trabaho ko muna. After 3 days na po, after 2 days na lang po niya, yung sinabi na gusto daw, pero pala pang final. Pero mala-mala na, sabi niya, ikaw to. Sabi ko, talaga. So, hindi na ako mapaklis sa Baguio. May eksena ako, pero punta ko na sa 50-21 ako. Hindi ko maipaliwanag ng pakiramdam. Basta masaya, nagpapasalamat ako. And then yun nga, nung dumating na ang time na habang proseso, ilang po proseso, dinaanan namin lahat, pakikipag-usap, hanggang sa bigyan na ng ticket, papuntang Palawan. Kasakay kami sa airplane, nakasaya yung isang co-actor ko. Sabi niya, alam mo ba kung sino mga ka-eksena natin dito? Sabi ko, actually, yung Pinoy actors, alam ko ba yan, etc. So hindi mo alam yung mga Hollywood actors na. Alam ko may Hollywood, pero sabi si Danny to, actually, ako po ay talagang lumaki sa probinsya. Wala po akong alam na, wala akong kilala talaga, lalo na yung ngayon, ng mga sikat na mga Hollywood actors. Sinabi niya pangalan Danny Trejo. Sabi, pero totoo lang, hindi ko po alam ang pangalan niya. Pero siyempre, sa mukha, imposible hindi ko siya kilala. Kasi po lagi yung pinapanood from elementary, high school, hanggang mga college. Nung dumating na yung time na diretso kami sa set, pati sa hotel, diretso kami sa, the next day, diretso kami sa set. Hindi pa yata first day sa dumating sa, after 2 days pa dumating. After 2 days pa. Gawa-gawa lang muna, excited muna ako sa pagbabasa ng script kasi English nga, baka ako magkamali, tatakot. Yung second day na, nawala sa isip ko yung Danny Trejo. Basta importante sa akin, dito ko nagsushoot ako, Hollywood movie ito. Parang doon na, tapos na. The next day, nung morning, nakita ko magkasabi sila dumarating ni Sir Francis. Doon ko palang, siya pala. Si Machete. Dahil na-expect ko kasi, nung mabalita ko, iniisip ko talagang giant talaga siya. Para, kasi
Maliit lang.
parehas lang pala kami na. Parehas pati yung anong build niya, yung lapad ng balikat, parehas sa parehas. Sabi ko, pero kaya nagkaroon ako ng lakas ng loob na bumati kaagad sa kanya. Hindi naman po kami napahiya. And then after that, kanya-kanya kami observe. Hindi namin kailangan observe yung Filipino actors kasi dali na kami, kakatrabaho naman kami dito. Lahat, although alam ko sila ganun din sa amin. Like Hector, si Sir Hector, si Da Costa sa Baltimore. Ino-observe din na kami mga Filipino actors kung paano kung magtrabaho. Pag may dumarating dyan na, siyempre, alam niya, pag may dumarating, sino ba yan? Famous ba yan dito? Mga ganun. Siyempre, sarili natin kababayan natin, i-uplift natin.
Kaibigan.
Oo.
Kaibigan.
Kaibigan naman talaga yan.
Siya yung ating pangalawang director. So if you have a question for sa director aspect, you can ask him now. He's online. Yeah.
Yan.
English ka na.
Yung patay tayo dyan. Hi, Direk. Come on.
Saba.
Hello, Direk. How are you?
What's his name?
So,
Barter.
okay.
Barter.
Ituloy ko lang.
Michael
Siguro
Barter.
sana mayroong automatic sa subtitle kagad na bilis.
So, Rick, sino yung nag-audition sa'yo? Director, si Direk.
Hindi
Sino?
po siya.
Yung isa.
po.
Casting
Ay.
director.
Casting.
Hindi po.
Yung director.
Yung director, tsaka yung yung line producer.
Yung po nag-audition.
Yung bonding mo kay Sir Dan.
Yun nga po. Yun nga, may mga scene po kasi kami, may mga scene kami na talagang yung umuulan, no, putik, madulas. Nasa parang farm, open na. Then set up dito ng village. Yung village na yon, di ba pag kabilugan ng buwan sa kapag tigil ng ulan, nagko-chorus yung yung palaka. Sa halip na hindi kami makatake ng ayos.
Ang
Until
ingay.
sa halip na magalit si Daddy Trejo, Nakikipag-duet pa siya doon sa palaka. Tapos, hinahanap niya kung saan. Kasi palaka, pag doon maingay, wala siya dyan. Nandito siya. Nasa ibang lugar siya nagpupunta.
Mating season.
Nawawala. Hinahanap niya yung palaka. Tapos siya sabi, where are you? Where are you? Then, yung pag nag-rest naman niya, makita mo siya, nakahiga lang siya doon sa... Hindi siya malinis actually siya sa lugar. Grabe. Kasi po, nakapakapakan siya ng mga no? Hindi may iwasan po kasi kasi naman siya set talaga. Ganun talaga yung setup. Na maulan Pero hindi mo siya makikita nung ganun. And then, ang weakness po kasi niya bata. Pag nakakakita siya ng bata, kahit na malayo sa kanya, nandun ka agad ang tingin niya. Tapos, paglingon mo, pag wala na siya doon sa pwesto, nandun na, kausap na niya ang bata. Inaakayakan niya kahit sa dagat, kahit, dalawakas po yan isang Tagkawayan Beach, saka doon sa farm ni Sir, parang yung village. So, kahit saan siya mapunta, pag nawawala na po siya sa paningin niyo, sahan niyo na may akay-akay na bata yan, nakikipaglaro, pinakakain. Tapos yung mga extras na mga kinakausap niya. Tapos, yun nga lang, aawatin mo na kasi hindi mahihinto yun. Pagpapapicture ng mga tao po kasi. Isa lang mga rating. So yun po, yung mga ilang experience. Marami po kasi actually siya na memorable experience. And then, gusto ko na rin po samantalahin ng pagkakataong ito na ito po yung dream ko na, isa sa dream ko, na lahat naman kami, na kahit pa paano, mga Pinoy actors. Hindi naman kasi, aminin natin po totoo, marami kami mga Pinoy na kapila para maging bahagi lang ng isang Hollywood. And kami po, iilam lang po kaming pinalad na mapili. At isa pong karangalan at salamat po ulit Sir Francis sa buong ng Inspire Studios. And para naman sa mga Pinoy na mga manonood, sana masulit po. Hindi namin kasi pwedeng ipaliwanag sa kanila na kami lang ang magsasabi. Kami lang ang magkukwento. Kailangan makita po nila yung buong pelikula. Sa kanila mo kami mag-usap ulit. And then sabihin nila kung mali yung walang sawa kung kapo-post, kapo-promote sa Facebook,
Sipag,
sa Instagram ng 1521. Yun lang po at baka si Sir naman po para kay Drek.
Michael, welcome. So, I know you cannot see everyone, but they're here, they're watching you. So, ayun po.
Kung meron kayong tanong sa question for Michael.
Any question for the director?
Yung experience naman po.
You're shooting here. Maybe like a short story background.
All right, Michael, you wanna share your experience here shooting in the Philippines?
This is first time.
Is it your first time here?
What was it like?
How did you find,
How did you find the
being here? Okay, they can hear you. You're on TV.
So this working on this project was my first opportunity to film in the Philippines, and I loved it. It was great. The set was very gave us a lot of options to do some really interesting things cinematically. The beaches that we filmed at were just gorgeous. Got some beautiful drone shots, and it worked. It was. I think the biggest thing I just fell in love with the people we worked with. The crew were just amazing, and it really had a lot of fun getting to know them and spending time together, having barbecues on our days off, and just had a great time. So yeah, I loved it. Can't wait to get back.
What was like the most difficult part in shooting in the Philippines?
What was the most difficult part of shooting in the Philippines?
I think I shot the whole film barefoot. was so rainy and muddy. We had I didn't like there was no use having shoes on. I mean, I think the biggest thing was just the environment we were in. As we were on location the entire time. It was rainy and it was very muddy and just some of the conditions were just tough to navigate. But again, we had a great crew, a great team. We really helped pull it all together. It was funny some of the as I've been working through post production. Quite a few of the night scenes, you can really hear the bullfrogs going in the background, and that was a challenge to minimize that. But there was a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges that we faced. But you know, we did a great job. I think we had a great team who really helped to pull it together and really helped us create something that I think people will enjoy.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
Will he be here during the premiere?
Oh, they're asking if you're gonna be here during the premiere. See?
Unfortunately, I will not. I was planning on coming, but I've had several projects that I was working on, and just some scheduling won't allow me to be there, unfortunately.
All right. Any other question for Michael? Because right now it's 1:44 in the morning in the US. So it's just, if not, we will send him to bed.
Sweet dreams.
Okay, Michael, thank you so much for joining us, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, take care. Yes.
Paano nyo po napili yung sa crew naman po? Yung sa
Sa crew.
director and sa other crew
Okay.
members?
Yung sa ano naman, yung sa crew really is I like yung mga director. Tiningnan ko yung I look at their track record, things that they have done. And I was satisfied naman. And so that's all. But for the Filipino, I really just depended on mayroong isang director na Filipino-American din. He actually shot here too. And so siya yung nag-recommend ng crew. Oh, that's how kasi I don't really know anyone here. So based on his recommendations, because he has worked with them, that's what I chose. So most of the people that we work here have worked with many of these companies too, like Viva. So, but many of them are independent, parang freelancers. Yung mga AD, mga second AD, mga freelancers.
Curious lang ako, sir, ang medium ba na ginamit niyo is entirely English all throughout?
Yes, siguro mga 5% Spanish. So may mga Spanish actually.
Paano yung sa mga native?
Naka-English din sila. Actually, I debated whether I will. Initially, I was thinking of Tagalog.
Inserting Tagalog
Tapos
or
lang
Cebuano
subtitles. Kaso lang, when we did research on majority of the films that really did well are majority in English. Yung mga, halimbawa yung mga historical epic. Halimbawa, Gladiator, hindi siya Latin. Diba? Even Braveheart, hindi siya Gaelic.
Yeah.
Oo, English na yung ginamit nila. Hindi naman nagsasalita ng English yan si William Wallace ng time na yun. Diba? Yung recent na Napoleon, diba? Hindi French. English siya. Parasite lang naman talaga ang isang exception na lumaki, na sumikat, na subtitle. Karamihan, hindi subtitle yung malalaki. That's how we Pero I'm seriously considering a prequel. And seriously considering to really do it either in the na native kasi actually based on our research pwedeng mali yung research namin.
But yung salita ni Lapu-Lapu is not the Cebuano that we speak now.
Kasi vernacular yung now.
Oo, yung salita nila noon is salita kung saan sila nanggaling, which is Borneo, Malay,
Yes.
Malay Peninsula. So, more likely, mga ano,
Hindi
baka,
talaga Cebuano.
oo, baka bahasa pa nga eh.
Mhm.
Oo. So, perhaps in the prequel. Oo. So, may aabangan. Oo. So, but I'm seriously kasi, kaya gusto kong ituwid yung mga na-miss ko on this.
Sir, currently, sir, may mga awards na po natanggap yung
Oh,
film.
oh, tama. Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us what are these and what are your hopes for the film, sir?
Okay.
Once that it gets shown in the Philippines.
Ang galing mo na, ang galing naman ng mga tanong mo, sir. Okay. Ito actually yung pinaano ko kanina, no. I was trying to show this. Show ko lang. Okay. Ay, matampong na, that's my family. So, meron tayong tatlong ano, we have several awards na nakuha, which is here. Okay. So, meron tayong Sweden Film Awards. Yun, no? Best Cinematography and Feature Film. Sa London Independent Film Awards, Best Feature Film. Sa Athens naman, Best Feature Film din siya. At which is kind of interesting na this is a movie about showing the bad side of the Europeans. Pero ang nag-appreciate ng movie, mga Europeans. Tingnan mo. Diba? So yun, no? Yeah, pero before I answer the hopes and dreams on the movie here, in Hawaii, October 2, 2023, Hawaii declared October 2, 2023 as 1521 Day. Sa Honolulu, city of Honolulu. I know that's pretty significant kasi Pearl Harbor and everything. Ganun kalaki ang history ng Honolulu. And for us to be a part of that, and the mayor is not even Filipino. But then he gave the award lang gano'n. Tapos marami, mga senator, congresswoman sa Amerika, they really appreciated, yung efforts natin. Okay? So yun yung rating natin sa 91% sa Rotten Tomatoes. Okay? Ito, mga example niya is, ang mga comments ng mga tao. This is 9 days after the showing. Kasi October 2 nag-show, October 11 ito eh. Okay? Tapos, ito, tears in my eyes at the end, sabi niya. Audience started clapping at the end of the show. So that was pretty significant for me. So, yan. So, my hopes, sir, for this movie is that tulad ng nangyari sa America, that the Filipinos will be even more proud of our heritage. Because, we really have, one of my other hopes is that opportunities for our other upcoming actors and actresses and filmmakers. Kasi hindi masyado nabibigyan ng break yung mga Filipino talents outside. And so my desire is, magiging bridge ako between outside world and Filipino talents, that they will shine. Even yung mga filmmakers natin, yung mga director of photography ng mga Pilipino. In fact, yung na yan, nagdi-debate pa nga yung dalawang DP, yung Pilipino na DP o Amerikano na DP, kung sinong kumuha ng picture na yan. Kasi sumikat yung sword na to. Ayun, sa gitna. DP ang kumuha din. So, sabi nila...
Nagsimula yan sa bear, di ba? Yan lang,
Oo.
walang laman mo. Tapos kung ano, tanggal na palit.
Layo na nirating yan eh. So,
Naiwan lang siya lagi.
Oo.
Sa gitna.
So that's my hope na sana malalo pang mag-shine ng Filipino talents because of this. It's not Avatar, okay? Or we just want to be clear na but makikita niyo yung mga acting nila na lalabas ang kagandahan, kagalingan. At sana lalo pang sumikat ang story natin. Kasi my desire is maging mainstream talaga ang Filipinos. Kasi ngayon medyo wala pa tayo dun. You know? Hindi tayo tulad ng mga Korean, di ba? Sa ano na sila eh. Mainstream na sila. Tayo, nag-uumpisa pa lang. Kanina may kausap ako na taga-ibang bansa na distributor. Sabi niya, Philippines has not reached that yet. Sabi niya, so it's good that you're creating all these things kasi sabi niya, kailangan ng bridge. At lastly is, nung nakausap ko yung ambassador ng Israel dito sa Manila, sabi niya, alam mo yung mga Pilipino, you're good people, you're great people, but no one is telling your stories. So my hope and dream is that the real stories of the greatness of the Filipinos will come out because of this. You know?
Which brings back to our question. Ano pa yung 4 yung projects?
And are you collaborating po with Filipino directors here?
Yes. You know, I've learned so much from this first project. You know, so in hindsight, alam ko na kung sinong i-hire ko, sinong hindi. No, ba sino ba? So my other project, yung 4, yung una is it's called Angel Warrior. Angel Warrior is a story of Filipina
Babae.
warriors during World War II. 10% of our guerrillas were women. And you know, they sacrificed more than the men. Kasi they were nurses, teachers, cooks, spies. At pag nahuli sila, ang lalaki pugot lang ang ulo, sila nire-rape muna bago patayin. Right? But how much do we really honor them in our history? Diba? Hindi masyado. So I want to honor the Filipina freedom fighters during World War II. Hopefully hindi maging spoiler, no, but she will be an assassin. You know. So ang writer noon is ang writer ng Band of Brothers. He's an A-list writer. His name is Bruce McKenna. At ang ating creative consultant dyan, ang tumulong sa akin to develop the screenplay and everything, is the Oscar winner director na nag-direct ng film ni Tom Hanks na ang title ay Greyhound. Ang pangalan niya is Aaron Schneider. And he has been a consultant for me. Napakabait. You know, there's so many good people that, you know, we hear so many bad things about, you know, in the industry and all those things, but there are still good people like him. And a quick story lang ng story ni Aaron. When Aaron was studying engineering, alam ng tatay niya na gusto niyang maging filmmaker. So nung nagbabakasyon yung family niya, nakita ng tatay niya si Billy Crystal across the pool. Sabi ng tatay niya, if you wanna do Hollywood, go to that guy. So pumunta siya, nag-usap sila ni Billy Crystal. After 30 minutes or so, bumalik si Billy Crystal, kasama siya. Sinabi niya sa tatay ni Aaron, sabi niya, send your son to Hollywood. Years later, he received his Oscars. And guess who handed him the Oscars? Billy Crystal. But Billy did not remember the story. Ganun ka-powerful. Sabi ko, Aaron, you know, you guys, Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg, you guys are on top of the pyramid. Kami mga bago, upcoming, nandito kami sa baba. If guys from top doesn't reach out below, there's no way you can go up. Sabi niya, Francis, I'll help you. As in, he never asked a dime. He guided me in the development. Hindi siya nag-charge. And he even gave me his personal number. I can text him, I can call him. Yung access ng ganun. And so that's that one, that's Angel Warrior. Pangalawa is title is Palawan. This is the story of the Angel Warrior is the Filipino freedom fighters and also the Americans who started my school in Iloilo.
So Iloilo ang setting.
Ang setting niya is Iloilo World War II.
Okay.
Diyan nakakonect si Cesar Montano as he will play the Filipino pastor who helped the resistance movement during World War II.
May bida ka na?
mabida.
May bida ka na.
Open pa sa suggestion.
Okay.
Yung mga taga Cebu na press, gusto nila, may mga nare-recommend sila mga pangalan. Tapos, Manny Pacquiao is co-producer on The Angel Warrior. And then, the other one is Palawan. That's the story naman of the Americans who were burned alive in Puerto Princesa during World War II. 150 of them were burned alive. 139 died, 11 survived. One of them wrote a book and I have the rights to that book. Ang writer naman yan is yung writer ng Marco Polo sa Netflix. Tapos yung Young Guns. So he also is an A-list writer. Very powerful din yung story ng paano ko siya nakuha. Sabi ko, John, I'm not Spielberg. I don't have Spielberg's budget. You're an A-list writer. Sabi niya, just send me the book. Let me see. Nung nakita niya yung book, sabi niya, Francis, there are materials that needs to be in the right hands. This is one of them. Sinulat niya talaga. As in, he worked with my budget. But he's an A-list writer. Right? And constantly kinukulit na, kailan na mapuproduce yan? But, but that's a powerful story of the Americans and Palawan Polo Battalion. Ito yung mga sundalo natin na walang parmi. Polo lang, yung World War II. Actually, that's a story of the lolo ni Matthew Mendoza. You guys remember Matthew Mendoza? His grandfather is the one of the leaders of the guerrilla movement na pinatay ng mga Hapon kasi nahuli siya ng World War II. That's the story of the family. Kaya medyo excited si family nila. So, pangatlo is the rescue. Yan yung story ng Americans na na-abduct sa Palawan na dinala sa Mindanao. Yan naman, may ano tayo dyan. Yung tatlong screenplay na yun, tapos na yun, ready to go. Pang-apat is yung story about the Jewish people na tinulungan ni President Quezon. Okay. Si Oscar Schindler has helped 800 Jewish people. President Quezon helped 1,200. But Schindler is more famous than President Quezon. Why? Because Spielberg wrote the story. Is Schindler. Kaya it's about time for us to tell our own stories. We may not have the money of Spielberg, but we have an equally powerful story that the world needs to know too.
Kailan mag-start yan?
Nasa research pa itong about the Jewish people. Pero yung tatlo, ready na yung screenplay. 1521 will pretty much determine the timing of the other three. The success, the success of 1521, sabi ko nga, I always believe in what John F. Kennedy said, that rising tide lifts all boats. Pag tumataas yung tide, lahat ng barko tumataas. Walang naiiwan. Success of 1521 is success of everyone. All the Filipinos. And hopefully, there's two. Imagine mo. Nandun ako sa EDSA kahapon, kami ni Pepper. Nung nandito naman ako sa Manila, nanonood lang ako ng pelikula. Nakikita ko lang yung mga billboard. Tapos kahapon, yung sariling pelikula ko nandun. It's a dream. I have no background in filmmaking. I'm just a crazy man with a crazy vision. But it's okay, crazy people rule the world.
Hindi ka nahilig ngayon sa
Mahilig po ako sa movies kasi nakita ko yung power ng movies to change people's minds and hearts. Kung gusto natin baguhin ang younger generation, hindi mo sila mababago sa libro. Pero gumawa ka ng powerful stories, they will go watch it. And it influences how they think. It will change the world. Yan yung power ng film.
So, last question. Apart from doing mainstream showing of the film, how do you intend to market the film also? Make it really successful to reach to the ends of the earth.
Actually, we have deals already in place for other ways of showing the film. But one of the things that we're working right now is we're really working with the schools.
Yeah.
That's why I've been talking to a lot of politicians. Kasi whether or not where you stand on politics, most of these leaders, they really want to influence, for the good. Okay. And so, tulad ng sinabi ni Congresswoman sa Mactan, that they would like, the world to know and incorporate sana sa mga educational system natin. Kasi I lived in China for several years, and you know how they talagang very focused sila sa roots nila. Yung tayo may one tamad tayo, di ba? Meron silang ganung version sa China, pero hindi siya tamad. As in talagang baliktad siya ni Juan Tamad. Kaya nung nag-aaral kami, si Juan sipag siya. Kasi sa atin naghihintay ng mahulog yung di ba? Yung sa China, umakyat actually siya ng roof. Kinuha niya. Kaya nung nandun kami ng asawa, sabi ko, ito yung Juan Tamad natin, kaso lang hindi siya tamad. Umakyat siya.
Walang paraan.
So yun, Jude, hopefully makapasok tayo sa educational system kasi this is kaya natin ginawa kaya may love story twist. Para yung hindi mahilig sa history, manunod pa rin.
Walang plano for streaming.
Meron. Yeah. We are in negotiations right now, actually. And so it will come soon. It's just too early because we want people to go out. That's the reason why we actually went into 650 theaters in the US because we really want people to go out and see it and be proud of it. Kasi kung streaming ka agad, wala masyadong impact. May mission tayo, hindi lang ito commercial. We have a mission. Yeah. So, very, very good questions. Good.
Thank
Thank you.